This is Scott Becker with the Becker Business and the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Today's discussion is stacking talent versus separating out talent. So here's the discussion, and I'm watching this most closely in business and in sports. And we'll have a deeper podcast with David Pivnik on a similar subject today and get his thoughts on the same subject. But here's my view: if you have multiple talented players, there's two choices that a manager or leader or coach has to make. First, do they stack those players together and put them on the same line, the same service area, the same business area, or do they separate them out and try and make the different service lines all okay, and then build from there? So here is my perspective on this. My perspective on this is if you have great talent, you largely want to stack that talent so that you can do whatever you're doing in a great and a fantastic way. Where I see managers ultimately take their most talented people and separate them out into multiple different places, which will end up is that multiple different places in your business, they're not very strong, that are relatively weak because they don't have enough great leaders and enough people. I'd rather you as a business or company stack a couple areas. In Becker's Healthcare, it was stacking editorial efforts and sort of the sales team and really building great sales and editorial teams. In other companies, it might be something else. In hockey, I see sort of maybe the stupidest coach of all time in the Blackhawks coach who is taking his best player on line one and putting his next best player on line two, the next best player on line three. So we end up with three awful lines versus one great line that becomes a powerhouse line and then building from there. I get sort of the stupidity of it, the thought like, oh, I don't want my third line to be so bad. But what you've really done is you've led your most talented players to really sort of naked without other highly talented players. And it's really a stupid way to coach. It's a stupid way to do business as well. You want to stack your best talent, your best players, keep them moving in the right direction, keep things growing and grinding. Here is, I have a clear thought on this. You put your best people on your best customers, your best clients, your best people on your best product lines. And you don't end up separating them all out and turning yourself into lots of mediocre lines. Incredible stupidity. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. I would love to hear anybody's thoughts on this. 773-766-5322. Please give me your thoughts whenever you want to. I'd love to hear them. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business, the Becker Private Equity Podcast.